no, this is not a spring chicken. Yes, if you're concerned about foreclosures, well, it's not so much the foreclosures you need to be concerned about, perhaps, but what the government is doing about it. Well, for now, we're going to bring Oldecam on with comments on the headlines of today. And if you don't support Obama, you're a racist, no matter what color you are or what party you belong to.
Oh, he's pissed off about the fact that he's getting the black voters aren't supporting him, the Hispanic voters. 51% of the Hispanic voters don't think he shares the same ideals of family that they do, and the white voters don't like him, the Democrats don't like him, so his entire thing is the first post-racial president is the most racist president in the history of our nation.
Mm-hmm. And Speaker Nancy Pelosi predicted politics of personal destruction.
Well, yeah, she said the Republicans can't win the election. Look, they can't win the election on their record, so they're going to try to destroy the opposition with smear attacks. I love that one. They're the ones doing all the smearing because they're not, even Pelosi won't run on health care, and she's from San Francisco.
And isn't she one of the ones that helped to cram it through?
Yeah, but she also is the one that said, we have to pass this so we'll actually know what's in it. That basically killed her. I mean, she's barely ahead of somebody that's not even running in San Francisco.
Obama on the attack against business, even though he is the most pro-business president ever.
This is, a little coyote, basically. How can you try to destroy all, everybody that doesn't go and stand with you in business and say you're the most that you're the most pro-business president in history? I mean, the guy, he's delusional. They all know he's delusional. I know, and gay activists push for compassion. Because they're wanting this law to be passed, basically in California, that basically throws out the constitutional amendment that people in California put in. A court cannot throw out a constitutional amendment. It can't be done. The amendment supersedes the court. Then the court doesn't see it. That's why the court put everything on a hold for that minor little detail. Mm-hmm. Can you imagine a judge first judge to throw out a state's constitution as being unconstitutional? And yeah. Obama calls a halt to foreclosures. I know. It's called, he thought, okay, he couldn't get his modification program through. He wanted to show that he was on the side of the little guy, and basically he dreamed up this Mickey Mouse thing with the banks that he owns, that, well, let's stop the foreclosures until after the election. Only problem is that Democratic attorney generals running for office jumped on it and basically started criminal investigations in everything. So they're looking at 6 months to a year before the foreclosure business get back into business. Everybody that's involved in that business loses their jobs, and they're not going to get them back. Plus, it brings a total and absolute halt to the trading of mortgages, which is a major business in this country. Mm-hmm. I mean, you could trade things 20, 30 times, but as they went and talked to the president people yesterday, you have to understand, Mr. President, it's who ends up with the title at the end that actually owns the building. The paperwork is irrelevant. It's that piece of paper. That's all that's important. That's why you have title searches. And Obama renews call to fix infrastructure and blames Republicans for it not getting done. Well, I mean, guys even got Mike Rowe from Dirty Jobs out pushing it because it's going to help put 50,000 construction workers back to work. Well, no, the people that have lost their jobs don't do that type of construction. They're also not union personnel. His jobs are only for unions, and there's $200-some billion already in that stimulus money that's not spent, even though he says it is. It's supposed to go for infrastructure. It's not. And $50 billion is like tossing pennies in a well. Mm-hmm. It's going to take $6 trillion by the Democrats' own standards to just get this stuff back to where you can drive on it. Not replacing it, but just fixing it. And Muslim law taking hold in parts of the U.S. Yeah, basically all over the United States, Sharia law is starting to be enforced, and the court system in the United States doesn't know what to do with it because Obama won't basically send a Justice Department against any of them. And Obama engages in class warfare with his campaign for Democratic lawmakers. Yeah. We've got to stop the wealthy. The wealthy are trying to destroy this. Not only are the wealthy trying to destroy this nation, they're getting money from foreign interest, and they have pictures of the Chinese yuan to show you that the Republicans, who don't control anything, are trying to take the yuan to overtake our country, when it is Obama that is basically selling the country off to the Chinese in order to keep his government, his big government going.
I mean...
No, they said the Democrats basically, one of the most left-wing organizations yesterday said that they have nothing else to throw at the Republicans because they won't stand on the record, so they're trying McCarthyism, and it's basically done. I heard Obama supporters last night, the ones that basically get, the women that just go crazy over him, of course, and they basically saying, well, he has to shore up his base because once the base is shore up, the independents will come back to him.
Yeah.
No, they're not. The independents totally dislike him because he's a... They said that he's a total and absolute idiot. He doesn't listen to anybody, he doesn't care, and he reads a book. George Bush read a book and he didn't do anything like this.
Mm-hmm. That's true, huh?
That's right.
Democrats express fear about Chairman Issa.
Oh yeah, they're trying to put fear into the heart. If you put the Republicans in, you're going to have Issa in charge of the Finance Committee instead of Barney Franks. Well, Issa is the guy that wants to dismantle a lot of these organizations. Like, he wants to get rid of the people over at the education department because they don't do anything. They set standards they don't make anybody adhere to, and he wants to get rid of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac and put them in private hands because they just drink money like it's water.
Conservative in Indiana may provide early election night clues.
No, Indiana basically, the Democrats are going to lose heavily in Indiana. Indiana's unemployment rate is higher than the average and continually going up because of years and years of Democrats.
And more American adults hobbled by arthritis.
Yeah, because as you get older, you tend to get injured more. We get injured more. I mean, first of all, injuries to seniors don't go away. They just end up with stiff body.
Oh, and no evidence proving GOP-leaning groups use foreign funding.
I know, but they, and here's their response when you hit them. Can you prove they don't? And the guy said, Bishop Shaver said, well, actually I can. Mm-hmm. And then that was, well, I'll have to see your proof before I'll say they're not. And they, oh, here's the proof. Well, I'll have to have the lawyers go over it. I mean, they got these talking points. I mean, Juan Williams, other people have the Democratic Party talking points. They stick with them.
Press circling Obama like sharks smelling blood in the water.
Well, yeah. I mean, first of all, everybody knew it was going to happen. They build him up. The news media builds people up to tear him down. They basically gushed over him for a year plus, but the fact is, they're pissed off because if he'd have just done things, gradually, like everybody told him to do it, he could have got everything. They have control of the House and Senate, absolutely. But he had to do things all at once. I mean, the press actually, here's a real stupid thing. They don't like Republicans, but they thought he was going to work with Republicans and do things in a bipartisan manner. Because they never bothered to check his record either.
Yeah, just because someone says they're going to be bipartisan does not mean they are.
I mean, he's not done one thing bipartisan. He's right now, we, the Republicans, can help this nation grow. Those stinking blankety at his rally, basically he said the F word. The Republicans refuse to help save the jobs for the people of this country. The guy is he's a foul-mouthed person who had no business ever being president of the United States, and they're learning that now.
Yeah.
I will guarantee you, this was the first and last minority president this nation will ever have. It will never happen again, because you never got to snooker the independents twice, folks.
And Democrats have reached out to Republicans, but they only want to help the rich, big business, Wall Street, and banks, and re-elect Bush.
He's not running for office.
And he's not president right now either.
He's not president. And the problem is that the businesses are owned by those people. The Democrats continually, okay, they did decide last night that a millionaire actually makes $1 million a year.
Oh, they did?
And that a billionaire makes 1,000 million. And therefore, a guy making, if you make more than $250,000 a year, you're a millionaire. If you make more than $500,000, you're a billionaire.
Yeah, right.
They basically figured, it was stupid when they said it, now they're trying to undo Obama's ridiculousness.
Yeah, and they think they're learning how to count now?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't count on it.
That's right.
Yeah, provocative Putin calendar.
Yeah, you got the girls at a school of journalism were posing naked for for his birthday calendar. Yeah, like that wasn't an order.
Yeah, well, maybe they can move up in the world. And U.S. rescuers may have killed Afghanistan aid worker.
Oh, don't worry. Obama's going to start a criminal investigation of the rescue operation. those people will be brought to justice that murdered this woman.
Oh.
And that's how they put it. So once again, he pissed off the military. Not only the American military, but they're investigating the British military and the other people that are involved in it, yes, for criminal misconduct. This is what Obama thinks of the military, folks. He will simply, if he can, put these people on trial for manslaughter.
Oh.
He hates the military. He shows it on a daily basis.
You know, and part of it is there is a different court of law for military law.
Not according to Obama.
And laptops in class are distracting America's future workforce.
Well, because they can't read, they can't write, they can't do math, they can't do anything. They got a computer that does it.
And it even does their spell check, so they probably can't spell either.
I remember when the calculator started coming in 50 years ago, I had instructors, you know, they'd walk down the aisles, take your calculator, and try to see if they could get them into the circular file. And they'd say, you know, here's your pencil, here's your eraser, do it.
Well, you know, one of the calculators we got from a gifting suite, they said you could use it on the SATs, and I'm thinking, what?
I know.
I didn't know you could use any calculators on
You can
like
now
that.
because people couldn't pass them anymore because remember, they don't know how to do any of that stuff.
Ooh. Dramatic endgame nears for trapped Chile miners in the photos.
Well, I know that basically I couldn't get out. I'm too big to fit in the capsule, which means I'd have to stay there for another half a year probably.
Oh, sheesh.
Well, the capsule's like this. I got a 48-inch chest and then 54 inches across the beam. I couldn't make it. Because it's just, you know, even if I did like this, it's basically an emergency escape capsule for small people. Mm-hmm. If you're tall, you'd be in trouble.
Well, we'll see how many get rescued.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a Monty Bubbleism from the Mark Twain of the Animal Kingdom.
Here's a good one. Just because the president says it is really doesn't make it is.